He's, Mom, I get to practice with the ones.
I remember putting him in the 7-on-7 the first time with the ones, and they literally didn't know his name. They just called him number 6. So he's come a long way.
On August 30th, just 7 weeks after arriving on campus, Baker Mayfield became the first true freshman walk-on quarterback in history to start a season opener at a BCS conference school. That day, he threw for 413 yards and 4 touchdowns while running for another. Texas Tech beat SMU 41-23.
I just told him to have fun. I said, neither one of us is supposed to be here right now, so make sure you cut it loose and enjoy the moment. And there's no pressure on us. Pressure's on everybody else.
And fortunately for us, he chose to walk on, and he's kind of writing his own story now.
Mayfield hails from Lake Travis High School in Austin, Texas, where he led the Cavaliers to a state title his junior year. That season, the team went undefeated, and Mayfield threw for 45 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. As expected, Division I scholarship offers started coming in from all over the country, and then they stopped.
At the beginning, it was SMU, TCU, and Texas Tech. Those were the 3 schools that he really felt like he would love to go play for. And when Tech offered Webb, TCU ended up, I thought, and I've got some great friends on the TCU staff, I thought they were going to offer him. They ended up calling and saying, hey, we're going to have to make the decision to go with this other kid. That was tough for Baker, and that was tough for us.
He had his heart set on TCU, and unbeknownst to James and I, he told a reporter that, and so it was put out in writing, and that's where he wanted to go. And we knew he wanted to go there, but he didn't need to limit himself.
Lake Travis struggled during Mayfield's senior season, posting a 9-2 record. And once his dream school, TCU, opted for another quarterback, Mayfield was suddenly left without many options.
So then, when we saw that the TCU thing wasn't going to happen earlier than Baker realized it, there were a couple other options, and they weren't good options, but Baker at that point was just so frustrated he was going to take one of them. The disappointment of, why don't they want me?
If we didn't get the offer, let's think walk on.
Mayfield chose to walk on at Texas Tech, where his former high school teammate Michael Brewer was the starting quarterback. A few months later, Brewer injured his back, and Tech was left with 2 true freshman quarterbacks.
We talked to him, told him our situation and our vision for him, and luckily, he showed up and fell into our lap.
We were really excited about Baker coming to walk on. We knew he was a scholarship-worthy kid. He had some offers early in the process, and for whatever reason, they fell through. But anytime you can get a kid that type of a caliber, a player, to come walk on, and it was a difficult situation because we didn't want Baker to think that, we're viewing you just as a walk on. We know what we're getting in you. Scholarship numbers-wise, we just don't have a spot, and so we were fired up the day he came. We put on a big presentation for him, rolled out the red carpet for him. He meant that much to us.
There wasn't a time in that SMU game, the first time we played with him in a game, that there was a time where I thought, okay, this kid's might choke or just something signs, but no, he was ready to go from the start. He'd never looked back from there.
After beating out fellow freshman quarterback Davis Webb, Mayfield started the first 5 games for the Red Raiders. And although a knee injury kept him out against Iowa State, he has amassed almost 1,500 yards and 8 touchdowns in a season where he was not expecting to play at all.